All right, welcome back. Today we are here doing another edition of the Within podcast brought to you by the People Co. My name is Payne. I'll be your host. Today I have an amazing guest with me, Sheena Mahan. She has done lots of work in the HR space and the people space. I like to call it the people space now because, is it really just HR? No, it's like all the things that happen, right? Like You can't get away from people in your role, can you?
No, you cannot. It's a good thing. That's why I like it. But no, you can't get away from them even if you try.
That's right. They just keep coming back for more, right? So today our topic is going to be don't lose your way on the way to the top, which all of us have. I feel like I lose my way every day. I can't make my way out of a paper bag most days. So Sheena, tell us a little bit about why you thought that topic was such an important topic to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah, I just, being a middle-aged woman too, I think it hits a little bit, I turned 41. We're going to really lean into early 40s, but I think it hits hard when, especially women in the workforce, if you work to climb that ladder and you have these reasons why you want to climb that ladder, and it can be different based off the season that you're in, right? So if I look back when I was younger, first starting, it was totally for myself. It was to have some more stability, to live my best life. And then I met a guy who I decided to start a family with. And so that reason has changed, right? It's for my family. It's to help provide. But I think specifically women struggle a little bit more as they climb that ladder and they have those reasons. Those reasons often get neglected while you climb the ladder. So really to take some time and some intentionality and reflecting is to not neglect the reasons why, because that's why you're trying to do what you're trying to do, right? And I think us as women struggle with that so much, whether you have pets, aging parents, kids, husbands, whatever your situation might be. I think women specifically really struggle with climbing it and then being like, oh shoot, I've neglected, or I'm coming home and I'm burned out. I have no gas left in the tank. And then you're not your best self at home. And I think that's a really big struggle.
Yeah, totally. I think every single time you get a new opportunity, it doesn't have to be necessarily like a new role or a new job. It's like every single time something new happens, right? Like I think about us moving, like, okay, now you have all these things that are new and you've got to figure out like, what do you do? How do you do it? Where do you go? And then on top of it, you also have to be an amazing mom and you have to be an amazing employee and you have to be a great leader. And it's just like so many things. But I think about, so I'm 49. I'm so much older than you. I think about like when you're in your, you get into your 20s and then I felt like 25 was a major like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die at 29.
I did too, actually. I struggled with that the most.
Me too. That was my hardest birthday. It was 25. It was even, and I think like, oh, will 50 be hard? No, I don't think so.
I think it's going to be a breeze. 25 was awful. It was like, oh shoot, I'm an adult.
Right? Someone is actually expecting me to be a real person.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Then 30. And then at 30, you're like, you're in it, right? And actually, it's funny. And I will ask you this question. So losing yourself on the way to the top. And I've been in this like transition of like doing my own consulting thing, right? And worked for companies. And you have done the same thing, right? And everyone keeps asking me, well, Allie, what's your dream job? I'm like, I feel like I already did my dream job.
Yeah, that's a great, I don't know if I have a dream job anymore. I think the biggest thing is just to add value in the space in which I'm in and to make impact where I can.
Same, sister.
And in my current space of doing some consulting, but still, working for Vibrant, which is now Tricor, I had that direct conversation with my boss, my new boss. I was like, I'm not looking to keep climbing. Like, I just want to add value because I climbed and it's not so fun when you're climbing that ladder.
Yes, I know. And honestly, like, thank you for saying that because I feel like a lot of women, especially, like, just won't say that. Like, they're just like, you have to want to aspire to be something more. And I don't necessarily know that you do. Like,
well, I think sometimes
I'm the same way.
Sometimes we as women too, we correlate value with climbing that ladder, and it doesn't have to be one within the same, right? Like
No.
you can make huge impact in the space that you're in and be happy and it be okay. Right. There
Totally.
are pressures though in the
Yeah.
workspace though to if especially if you're a high performer, right, wrong, or indifferent, they're gonna want more. They want more out of you. And then I think it just goes back to setting those boundaries of like, thank you so much, but I am real content with what I'm doing and I'm in a good space and I'm not ready to keep climbing.
Yeah.
Like I want to stay on this rung.
Yeah. And sometimes that's looked as negativity, right? But it shouldn't be. Like if you're doing what you like doing, and you feel like you can provide value in a way that's meaningful in different ways, like we've got to be okay with like it's okay to be where you are, right? It's kind of like in your life, right? Like at some point you've got to decide like is this really where I want to be and what I want to do? Yeah. Like I remember when we were talking about having kids or not. I was like, I don't know. Like I don't really know that I want to have kids.
Right.
But we did it. And now it's like, thank goodness we did that, right? What would we be doing? Like living on a beach somewhere? Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes maybe I should go back and think. I don't know.
Right. Not at the ball fields every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and I just even look at what like what you and Nikki have created and having people, you know, I think of like a Heidi too, like these individuals add so much value, but then that causes so much burnout too. And then, you know, they're leaving these great companies because they're just like, I've had enough. I can't do anymore. I don't want to add any more to my plate. So I'm going to go add value at the pace in which I want to add it, which is great for them. And I love it. I loved it when I did it. I miss it, but it's great. You know, I think it's really important. It's a scary place to be, to feel as though you have to keep giving more. And again, it goes back to neglecting them while you're doing it. And it's not a great place to be. It's a really I've lived it. It's not an unhappy place to be. And I had some ownership in it. I was putting undue pressure on myself, and which led to burnout and disengagement. And that's not fair to myself. It's not fair to the company in which you're doing it for. So to set those boundaries and have intentionality, I think is really key for success for all professionals, but really, especially women in the workforce, where we feel, speaking personally, sometimes you feel as a female, you have to give about 10% more to be on the same playing level, which hopefully that's starting to go away. Hopefully we're seeing a shift. But I do think it's a real thing where there's this constant need for more. But why?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Was there a point in time where you like said to yourself, enough is enough? Like, I can't keep doing this?
I did. And that's when, you know, I left a really great company because of it. And again, like I said earlier, I played a big part in that too, of not speaking up sooner. And it goes back to that fear of being viewed in a different light because I wasn't happy. And it caused to burnout, which then led to disengagement. And then in HR, here I am coaching managers about employees who are disengaged what we do. And I was sitting in a seat where I was like, I'm also disengaged. That's not,
It's just me.
that's me. It's not fair. It's not fair to the company. It's not fair to myself. And I just had this aha moment. And I went home one night and I looked at my husband and I said, can I quit? And he laughed. And then I cried.
He did.
And he was like, oh, you are serious.
You're dead serious right now.
And it came back to, again, I didn't feel like I was my best self at home. You know, we have 3 kids who are super active, and my husband. I just wasn't my best self at home, and that sucked. I did not love that feeling, and you know, they're my people. And so I don't want to be angry for my people all the time because I'm carrying this heavy weight. And so we figured it out.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that flexibility. I'm still very grateful for the opportunity to take some time off. I got to go substitute teach in my kids' school, which bless whoever does that.
Right.
Great experience, life lessons, but led me to Vibrant when I work with a great group of people. So, you know, I don't want to say the grass is always greener because it's definitely not.
Right. That's
But
right.
listening to your intuition and not being in a space where you're so unhappy, and if you can change it in a positive way, it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think it's like saying to yourself or giving yourself that like ability to just stop and really say, like, am I really showing up my best self? Right.
Yes.
Like, and sometimes that's really hard because you're like, even if you are functioning at a really high level, but you're also like maybe not functioning at a high level in all the places you want to, like at home, which is, I'm the same way. Like, I take it out at home. I take everything that happens at work out on my people at home, which is like, why am I doing that? Like, they're my biggest support system, right? So like getting short with my children, but I mean, you know, it's really easy to do that. I had to say, like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I can't keep taking all the crap that happens at work out on my kids, or my husband for that matter.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I know that that's usually who gets the brunt of all the things, but at the same time, like, and I've been on it for him too, right? Yeah. But it's just different. Like, I just feel like men and women in this space it's just different. Like, they don't carry as much as we do. And I don't know that that's bad. Like, it's not their fault. It's just, we just do it. I think we're better at it.
100%. We're better multitaskers, right? Like, it's just, that's, you know.
Although he claims I'm not. He claims I'm not. And he likes to point it out when he's like, oh, you're multitasking, huh? I was like, just because I can't remember the name of whatever doesn't mean I'm not a good multitasker.
Right. Yeah, no, and I think when your work consumes your identity, it's time for a gut check. And I think that's key too. Like, it, again, whatever it may be outside of work, but if it's consuming, or if you're always responding to emails that you get late at night, or, you know, that needs to have a gut check. And if that's really the space you want to be in, great. If you thrive in that, some people thrive in that, and I get it. I don't, though. I didn't. I clearly was showing up in more ways than one. And I think that needs to be talked about more too, is getting to a point to really take a step back and be like, what do I want?
Yeah. It's even like, how can we, in the space that we work in, like, how can we help leaders, like, ask their young employees, right? And I talk about, like, Gen Z all the time. And I just spoke the other day at a conference where one of the topic was really around, like, everyone's blaming Gen Z. And I'm like, well, we're not necessarily what you think because they're not maybe doing the work that you want. Maybe it's because they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing, or they haven't had enough information, or they haven't worked long enough to really understand what they want. So having a leader that's going to stop and ask them specific questions about that kind of stuff is probably a better bet than just saying like all Gen Z don't want to work anymore.
Right. Well, I think, and I know you do a lot of work with the different generations and the impact in the workforce. And I do think now that the Gen Z, not Gen Zs, Gen Xers, there we go. The Gen X and the millennials
that's my generation.
We're rising up in the workforce and becoming more of the elder community, if you will, right? I think with what we've experienced, I do have some hope that it will benefit Gen Z, meaning the conversations we're having now, flexibility, what does that look like? Having boundaries, setting clear expectations, communication. I do think that will help as we continue to climb the ladder on the elder train, if you will. I think that hopefully we'll see a shift in some more honest conversations of what people need and why they need it, and then how can we accommodate those needs and still get business done.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like we're getting to a point where, like, they're starting to ask those questions versus like, it used to be where it was like, just suck it up and do your job, right? Like, now it's like they're actually asking, like, well, why this and why that? And I think when I always think about, like, when I first started in my career, nobody sat me down and said, this is how you do it. This is how you do insurance. Like, I was like, I just had to ask someone, like, can I come and listen to a meeting that you're going to? And then can I learn that way?
Right.
That's not how they were raised, right? They weren't raised that way. We, like, told them what to do every day and how to do it. And so the younger generation is we're hoping that they're more curious in what they are. And if we can be more curious as their leaders, I think it will go both ways and help them really get to a place where they feel like they're engaged and they feel like they want to do the work that we're asking them to do, and they want to stick around, right? That's the other thing, is we're finding that this younger generation isn't afraid to go somewhere else. If you're not going to help them, then they're like, adios, like, I'm going to go somewhere else that hopefully will help me.
Yeah.
They might find the grass isn't greener either, but they're more willing to do it than we were, or at least me, at least my generation.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, back in my day, loyalty was something, you know, when you saw resumes and someone had been somewhere for, you know, 10, 15 years, you're like, they're loyal. Now when you see that, they're like, what's wrong with them? Right? Because it's shifted to be like, they've stayed somewhere too long, they're stale. I can see both ends of it, right? Like maybe they were happy, now they're just looking for something else, but it's an interesting shift in how that looks. But yeah, they're definitely not afraid to jump ship.
No, not at all. And I mean, I think it's good. Like, I think it's good.
Well, again, I think it's just setting those boundaries early. Like if you're not going to help me, if I want to grow, give me the resources, have honest conversations, then I'm going to go find someone else who does it. It's like the dating game, right? Like if you're not going to give what I give you, then I'm going to go find a new boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like it's very similar to the dating game.
Very true. Very true. We should start an app about this. Like, isn't there some sort of like app? It could be called like Stumble.
Oh, there
or something.
You go. I like it. Stumble would be fun.
Stumble would be good. This is for jobs. Yep. I love it. All right. Is there anything else that when you think about like losing your why, like how would you tell your former 25-year-old self to not lose their why?
Oh, I think for me, it's my biggest piece of advice is it's okay to be honest, meaning it's okay to say you're not okay, meaning like I have too much on my plate. I was always, and no one did it I did it to myself. The pressure of not letting anyone see that if I wasn't in a good workspace, I was just going to figure it out. And then, you know, that then doubles down into the next time I get a career transition to do the same. It becomes a habit. So I think of raising your hand to make sure you have what you need to have to do your job, but also to say like, I can't do that right now. Thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm going to have to pass on taking that extra project on. I think there's a fear that if you don't say yes to everything, then you're going to get overlooked in the future. And that might be the case in some places, but it shouldn't be in a healthy work environment. That should be celebrated to say, thank you for letting us know you get done what you need to get done. So I think just asking a little bit more questions in myself and not putting so much undue pressure would be my biggest, if I had to tell myself that back in the day.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. I love the topic. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. Thanks again for joining us for this latest episode of the Within podcast. Have a great day.